Okay, please welcome the cell phone groups.
Hello, my name is Victoria Protasenko.
I'm Tristan Snyder.
And I'm Lindsay Hottinger. And today our topic of discussion will be the positive aspects of cell phones. Roughly 83% of the world's population owns and uses a cell phone. These lightweight portable devices started with Dr. Malcolm Lewis, Virginia scientist and dentist, in 1865. He discovered a way to communicate through the air using a conductor.
As cell phones began to advance, President Nixon began to strongly support the cellular idea. By 1980, cell phone production was steadily increasing, and cell phones were becoming available to the general public. During this time, 78.5% of Americans were employed with a steady income and were ready to invest in new technologies. Today, cell phones are wireless communication devices that are life-saving during emergencies, provide a reliable source of communication, and promote responsibility among children and adolescents.
Hi, I'm Thomas Cundiff,
I'm Noah Zemak.
And I'm Michaela Georgia.
and we're going to be talking about the cons of cell phones.
First, I'm going to give you some background information on this technology. Cell phones were invented in 1973 by Martin Cooper with the company Motorola in order to solve the problem of the non-portable telephones that were currently in use. They wanted to create a more convenient device. Cell phones have changed much since then and have become a huge part of our world.
The cons we will be discussing today include addiction, classroom distractions, and cheating.
A positive aspect of cell phones is that they can be used in emergency situations to receive necessary assistance. Research conducted by the Federal Communications Commission estimates that 70% of all 911 calls are performed using a cell phone. A study done by the Pew Institute of Research shows that 40% of people who use their cell phone in an emergency situation say that they received help from doing so. Cell phones. Not all emergencies require the calling of 911 though. Say you get lost, many cell phones now have a built-in GPS. All you have to do is use your cell phone, calculate the quickest route to get back on course. Cell phones are extremely useful during an emergency situation.
First, I will be talking to you about addiction. Now, when you first hear addiction, you think about drugs or alcohol. However, cell phones can be just as addictive. This chart here shows the results of a Japanese surveyor asking a group of people if they are addicted to their cell phones. Now, the results are astounding. Over 87% of the people they asked say they are slightly or highly addicted to their cell phones. Due to this information, we have come to realize that cell phone addiction is becoming a major issue.
Cell phones can also increase responsibility. About 56% of parents say they check game and app content before allowing their children to download or play on an app or game. 38% say that they use parental controls to closely monitor their child's cellular activity. 75% of adults say that they have an app that helps them be updated on the news, weather, traffic, and sports, as well as stocks and bonds. 29% say that an app has helped them manage and track their health. 46% of adults also say that an app has helped them with online shopping and other purchases.
Another thing about cell phones is that they can be major distractions in classrooms, since they have many things that allow students to just have fun, like play games or text their friends and stuff like that. And many of them will choose to do these things rather than listen to a teacher, which can negatively affect their grades and overall performance in school. As you can see by this graph, of a study done by the University of Colorado, students who never use their phones on average have the highest grades, with students who use their phones 5 or more times in class have the lowest average grade. Other studies have also shown this, like another one done by the University of New Hampshire, which told that on average, high school students check their phones 1 to 5 times during class, and over half of them said that this negatively affects their grades in each of their classes.
Cell phones first started out as a way to call on the go, but have developed into a more efficient mode of communication. Cell phones can now be used to send text, audio, photo, and video. This allows people to keep in better contact with their peers, coworkers, and family, as well as set reminders to keep more organized and have access to the internet. 7% of cell phone data is used on playing on games such as Candy Crush or Angry Birds as a way to keep in touch with their friends and have fun. Software such as Microsoft Word, Google Drive, and other in-office productivity software takes up another 9%. The majority of cell phone data is used by texting at 40% and at 44%, and another 40% is used on social media, which keeps people informed on local news, national and international occurrences, as well as keeping in touch with their friends and family. Apps such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter allow people to meet and become friends with people that they otherwise would never hear of, and also allows them to be influenced by national or international events in places across the world.
The last major comment we have is cheating. Cheating is a huge problem in most schools, and cell phones are the leading device used for this. As you can see on this graph, a common sense media poll shows that 1/3 of students surveyed admitted to using cell phones to cheat on classroom assignments, and nearly 65% of students surveyed said they had heard or seen of other students using cell phones to cheat in school. There are an endless amount of ways to use cell phones to cheat, including texting friends answers, looking up answers on the internet, and taking pictures of tests and quizzes. Students have also found many ways to hide their phones, including under their desks and inside of textbooks, etc. So, in other words, cheating in schools is inevitable, and cell phones only encourage it. Learning and grades should be based on a student's knowledge, not what they have access to.
Some local schools are considering a ban on cell phones during the school day from 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Students should be allowed to have their cell phones on them so they can keep in touch with their parents in emergencies and organize their schoolwork and work on projects online. Cell phones have no doubt impacted society with many positive and some negative aspects. Cell phones have proven to be very helpful in emergency situations, promote responsibility and organization, as well as provide a better mode of communication. Thank you. I'm Lindsay Hottinger.
I'm Tristan Snyder.
And I'm Victoria Protasenko.
As stated before, the school board of a local high school is considering a ban on all cell phone use between 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. We very strongly agree with this decision because the negative effects of cell phone use on education heavily outweigh the positive ones. Addiction, classroom distraction, and cheating are just some of the many reasons why cell phones should be banned in all schools.
We strongly agree with the school board's idea of banning cell phone use in schools.
Thank you.
Any questions for either side? Okay, no questions. Very good.